Brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen, what it do, man? Today we do have a video on custom tactics now. Haven't done one in a while because I've been trying to experiment with different formations and I just always come back to the 4-3-2-1. It is one of the best formations in this whole entire game, in my personal opinion, and I'm sure a lot of people can agree right there, man. Before we get into it, want to know where to get the best possible cheap, reliable coins at your fingertips.
What do you think?
Whoa, very nice. Look at that.
Look no further than MMOEXP. Link is down below, top of description. Use code META for 5% off. As you can see, this is the team I am playing, obviously occupying 3 central midfielders right there, obviously for the 4-3-2-1. One more attacker than others. Now with this one, you don't really know who's more attacking in this structure. I do think the Young though is perfect, and I'll tell you exactly why in a moment right there, man. Let us get into the custom tactics. I only have one that I actually just play, man, but what I like to do is, if you are a goal down here and there, you can obviously up the depth to 71 because it allows for the obviously AI to press and also the offside traps. Do you know what I mean? So 71 depth is like literally a very, very OP thing here. A lot of people go on about it, and yeah, a lot of people use it as well. It's kind of like a very overpowered technique right there, man, and your players don't get rid of their stamina. Like, their stamina doesn't decrease that much, so use it if you want. But I feel like for me, the way I play this formation, I like to obviously play it a little bit composed. I don't like obviously pressing that much, so I will have the depth at least 60. Do you know what I mean? So defensive style and build-up play, just always balanced. Everybody has it on balance because you're the one that actually does the offensive and defensive work. Do you know what I mean? 40 width as well, because I feel like if you up the width, you want to be as compact as possible. So I lowered my width a little bit more. So in this essence, I feel like if you up the width, bro, for some reason your opponent's just getting behind really, really easily, especially through your center backs. So having them more compact, you know, more like construct, or more compact is the word. I think it is the best form to play this 4-3-2-1 in my personal opinion, and it just works for the direct passing very nicely, you know, the 1-2s, because your players are so close together. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, we got the width on 50. Now you can obviously up that or lower it. I like to play around with it, but 50 for me just works, man. So it just depends on what works for you. I feel like this page is this page right here just doesn't really account for anything. I feel like it's more so the instructions that is the main element about using a formation. Do you know what I mean? Yes, sometimes you have to at least tweak your defensive and offensive style here and there, but I do think it just comes down to how you play with your instructions, and I will get into that in a moment. But as you can see, free kicks, I do lower this a bit because sometimes I actually do try to either call a player, do you know what I mean, run off the ball. So it doesn't really matter. It's a bit redundant having amount of players right there for free kicks. Corners is very important, trust me, man. You can even up this to 4 because the more players the merrier, do you know what I mean, especially if you have tall players. So by all means, man, but I don't want to get counted that much. Plays in the box as well, completely up to you. But yeah, that's just how I've always played it. I don't really tweak around that much. All I do is, if I'm down, a goal down or 2, how am I saying this? If I'm 2 or 3 goals down, I like to come to the press after position loss and have it to 71 depth, because obviously it just allows for very, very OP pressing tactics. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, overall though, this is just how I played ultimately, bro. I don't want to be that guy that just goes 71 depth, man. You know what I mean? But yeah, that is how we are playing the team. Obviously, something's been tweaked around because I've added Saint Maximin. But yeah, now this is the main thing, boys. In this formation, you want to have your central CM as your main like ball winner. Do you know what I mean? You want to have that guy on stay back while attacking, and he's just going to be your main central defensive mid, because the other 2 is kind of like your offensive ones, but more so one than the other. Do you know what I mean? Like, the Young for me is perfect. You want to have people that can at least, like, let's say the Young is, I think he's right-footed. It is better for him to be right-footed, so for the Trivelas, do you know what I mean? So if you have Marquiso and he's left-footed, let's say for instance, it's perfect because the Trivelas is obviously the opposite side, and then you can just curl it one in right there with a Trivela. So do bear that in mind. You want to have a left-footed on the left central mid, and then you want to have a right foot on the right center mid. Do you know what I mean? If that makes complete sense. But yeah, we also love to have a 5-star weak-footed striker, because essentially at the end of the day, you want to have someone that can finish on both feet, bro. Do you know what I mean? So having him on 5-star weak foot is amazing. Son just bangs in anything, man. Do you know what I mean? I used to have him actually on the left forward because he just cuts in and finesses, but I think Saint Maximin does a better job at just running down the byline and cutting back. Do you know what I mean? That's the main thing with these right center forwards and left center forwards right there, man. But we will get into the instructions, the most important part of this whole formation. We'll start off with the central midfielders, man. As I said, Ramirez, stay back while attacking and cover center. Now, why I have him on cover center is, if you look at it right, this formation kind of defends in a 4-4-2 because essentially you have Marquinhos on cover wing. Now, it's kind of like he's tracking back for the left side, while Salah is the man on comeback on defense. He's tracking back for the right side, and then you have your two central CMs, which is De Jong and Ramirez, as the players basically defending. Do you know what I mean? Like, more so Ramirez though than anything else, but overall it's just very, very OP. So definitely have your main central, you know, ball winner, like the likes of your, who's the OP CM, like even if you have Vieira, let's just say that, or Ruud Gullit, he will be the guy in the central midfielder role, playing that stay back while attacking cover center. De Jong cover center as well, and then obviously Marquinhos covering for the left hand side, as Saint Maximin doesn't have the comeback on defense while Salah does. Do you get what I'm saying? So in this instance, if Saint Maximin was comeback on defense, then De Jong would be the guy to obviously to obviously cover the wing, if that makes complete sense. Hopefully you guys are getting what I'm saying. But yeah, it's basically like it defends in a 4-4-2 to make things simple. Do you know what I mean? It's just very OP, man. Do these tactics right now. But yeah, overall though, we have obviously the attackers. We got Salah on comeback on defense, and I just like to have him unbalanced everything, because Salah, his positioning is so good already. Wherever he's on the field, even if he's on the left hand side, he can Trivela because of his play styles. That's why play styles are so important. You want to at least have for your attackers finesse shot. You want to have at least Trivela. Do you know what I mean? Even technical plus is always a nice thing right there for playstyle, so bear that in mind. But yeah, we got obviously our striker, the main man striker, the Son. He's such a beast, but I even made him a red player. He is stay central and stay forward, because he's just going to be the guy that collects every single thing. Got obviously, you want to have him on stay central for that cutbacks, bro. He's going to be your guy that is mainly in that midfield, sorry, that is in the striker, in the opponent's box, bro. So have him on stay central, stay forward. It works very nice. Saint Maximin does his own thing, but you also want to have him as kind of like your striker as well on that left hand side, obviously helping Son out, bro. He's got stay forward and stay central now. Essentially, because I think Salah is a better attacker, sometimes I could actually make, you know, swap the sides. I could have Saint Maximin on comeback on defense, have De Jong on the cover, wing, and then basically make Salah and Son like my main two attackers. You know what I mean? But I do actually like Saint Maximin in this game, though. I do actually like him. He's very, very good, man. He's very skillful. That is the main elements that makes him, you know, the player with Son, in my opinion. So yeah, that is the strikers, though. You know, you can tweak around with it. But yeah, we'll move over to the last one. It is going to be the, well, second last. We'll first start with the goalkeepers. Sweeper keeper comes for crosses. It's just essential, man. I've seen a lot of people play around with it, but I do feel like this works a ton. It does work a ton. Like, if you obviously are defending corners, he comes for crosses very nicely. Sweeper keeper as well comes out when he needs to be. You know what I mean? Oh, you can obviously activate that by keeping in Y on Xbox, or keeping in triangle on PlayStation. So yeah, we got the likes of the fullbacks. Now, this one you can tweak, bro. I feel like with fullbacks, for me, it's a very tough one. I feel like your better fullback is a guy that you can put on overlap, but I feel like it's very aggressive when you have them on overlap, in my personal opinion. So I just have them on straight up just balanced tactics, bro, because the offensive, or well, basically the work rates will come into play. Do you know what I mean? If you have a high fullback, he's obviously going to be up in the attack when he needs to be and defending when he needs to be. So essentially, I feel like the work rates is the main element when it comes to fullbacks. So definitely tweak around with it. But if you see you conceding a lot of goals because your fullbacks aren't in position, just put them on stay back while attacking at least one. You don't have it too defensive as well. This formation is ultimately a attacking formation. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, overall, I've tweaked around with it. And in my personal opinion, I feel like because Dodo goes up a lot, I do have him on stay back while attacking, while Capdevere is the main man, just balance, bro. He goes up when he needs to be, he comes back when he needs to be as well. I'm actually upgrading his card as well for the Evo, so do bear in mind, man, you can upgrade some certain cards. Fair play to EA for adding that. But yeah, that is the main formation in this, man. I think the main thing I'd say is have at least very, very nice midfielders, man. Ball players, you know, people that can move up the field as well as defend. Like, all three of these CMs are just amazing, man. Some people actually have an attacking player on the right CM for the Trivelas and just ball playing, like skills, like the likes of your Griezmanns, your Messis. They can play RCM, bro, as long as you have 2 other CMs that account for the or compensate for the lack of obviously defensive structure in midfield, if that makes sense. But yeah, that is the video. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed. Hit that like, subscribe, tell me if you're going to do these tactics, tell me what's your favorite formation, and we'll catch you boys in the next one, man. Peace.